Times I get very a little concerned when I see the Speaker of Parliament make some statements. Because you see, we as a people building a nation, our yes should be our yes. We have to make sure principle be or kronima you decide principle also. What was wrong yesterday cannot be right today. You get it? What was wrong yesterday is wrong yesterday. It should be wrong today. What was right yesterday should be right today. And that is the only way we can build this nation. Now, Speaker Bagbin, or Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, says House can trigger a motion to rescind passage and consider it again. Denies accession. Parliament has become functus officio. Now, Debia Mekache Ghana for say, Efunua ewuno yembiene ni. And my problem with Speaker of Parliament and NSA, the problem of Parliament is the Speaker of Parliament. Because when the Speaker of Parliament is straightforward, when the Speaker of Parliament applies the law the way it should be applied, when the Speaker of Parliament does not make the laws of Parliament about himself or herself, we will get a legislature that will be truthful to the people. But then when you get a Speaker of Parliament whose interest is more into what he believes in or thinks, then it makes the legislature a slave to its own laws. And that is what we are seeing in this 9th Parliament. And that is my problem with Alban Bagbin. Alban Bagbin wants the Speaker of Parliament position to be a position which basically revolves around what he knows and how he feels. But nobody is God of law, and nobody is the God of Parliament. Respectfully to Alban Bagbin, this issue of passing this bill, we all know that nobody in Ghana today can even go to the Supreme Court and challenge the process in Parliament, because we all witnessed a legitimate process that got us to where we are for this bill to be passed. But for Speaker, for his own reasons or personal reasons, trying to twist the arm of the law in Parliament for it to suit his own personal ambition or dreams, or for it to look like he basically has to make decisions for Parliament. That is where the problem is. So you see, Parliament becomes complex when people who lead Parliament decide to make things complex. The last time I checked, the Speaker of Parliament wasn't a parliamentarian. The Speaker of Parliament, the last time I checked, when Speakers of Parliament are picked to be the head speaker, they are normally not people who occupy any parliamentary seat. That is why the head speakers of Parliament are always seen as the neutral speakers when it comes to our Parliament. And the last time I checked, Speakers of Parliament are supposed to oversee proceedings in Parliament. In fact, sometimes, if they have knowledge about something, they can correct. But when parliamentary proceedings are followed through, and everything is done right, we don't expect a Speaker of Parliament to try and tilt it. Because the moment you do that, you create room for people who have that ambition that in the future, when they get the opportunity to become speaker, they can use their own interpretation of the law in Parliament to tilt the law. And that is very dangerous. That is why when sometimes speakers sit in Parliament, when you go to the advanced world, and both sides are arguing, they try to stay away from the argument. They only come in when somebody is trying to use the law or the standing orders wrongly. That is when speaker comes in and corrects. No. But when a bill is passed, when a process in Parliament is adhered to, when people who are supposed to lead the process have gone through and allowed the process to work, we are not supposed to come in and be throwing pieces of flames in there. And that is what Alban Bagbin is doing. I believe that Alban Bagbin wanted this anti-LGBTQ bill to be about him. He has always wanted the conversation about anti-LGBTQ bill to be about him. His biggest problem was that he wasn't the one sitting in that chair to make sure this bill was passed or not passed. And at this point, I would like to say this. Parliament is not about an individual. If we wanted Speaker of Parliament to be about one person, we would have not allowed anybody to deputize you. There's a reason why we gave you deputy. There's a reason why we told people that when you are not there, somebody can sit in and play the same role you play by making sure the rules of Parliament, he or she works within it. Nobody has sat in your seat and gone against the rules of Parliament. Nobody. In fact, I'm talking about your deputies. So the moment you do this, the moment you deliberately decide to undermine your deputies, to disrespect your deputies indirectly by making a bill that has been passed legitimately in the House look like your deputies or the members of Parliament who led the whole process look stupid, then it basically defeats the purpose of you being the leader of Parliament. That has been my worry with you from the day we all swore to make you the Speaker of Parliament. We sat through the night to make sure, because we believed in principle. And for a long time, you made us believe that you had, or you stayed, or you have always been on the line of being principled. Continuously, you have been very inconsistent in letting people know that Parliament has done its job. Every minute, every time you get the opportunity, you want to basically make those who were in Parliament, who passed this bill, look stupid and ignorant. But with all due respect, say, you are not the only person in Ghana who knows parliamentary proceedings or who has ideas to share in Parliament. And I know you are sharing your views. I know you are not insisting. I know you are trying to put a message across. Indirectly, you are forcing Parliament to do something that is not supposed to be done. We were in this country when Afenyomakin and his group deliberately decided to abuse power, or deliberately decided to suppress the power of the third arm of government, or the second arm of government, whatever you want to call it, which is the legislature. We were here when Afenyomakin took power from you, took it to the Supreme Court, embarrassed you and every single member of Parliament. All of us spoke against it because we believe Parliament make their own laws, and nobody should try and underestimate or underrate or try to use any means to suppress the power of the legislature. So when you, as a member of the legislature, as the leader of the legislature, who understands the role of your deputies, come back to try and denigrate work that has been done in Parliament in the form or in the way or in a form of advice, appeal, consistently, you are undermining that Parliament that you oversee. So I believe that it can't be about you, say. The bill has been passed. It cannot be about how you feel. It cannot be about how people see you. It cannot be about you thinking it has to be part of your legacy. This is the Parliament of Ghana. This is not a Parliament of Bagbin. This is not a Parliament of Bagbin's family. This is something that was done by our representatives. Your job was to referee. So if you are not there and somebody sits in, which the law permits and parliamentary laws permit, you are supposed to recognize it and move along. But it looks like you don't want to recognize the work that your deputy did. You don't want to recognize the work that our representatives in Parliament did. You want the whole thing to be about you and what you want to say and do and conclude. That is not democracy. That is not leadership. That is not you directing Parliament and showing Parliament that you are a principled man. You are basically the problem of Parliament of Ghana, the ninth Parliament. And I have said this and this. And sometimes people think that I have a problem with Alban. I don't. I respect him. His experience, the work he's done for this country, where he is today. But I believe that it is getting into your head. You are undermining the same Parliament that pulled knives, guns, grenades to make you the Speaker of Parliament. With all due respect, sir, you are not the only person who has the final say in Ghana. You are not. Sometimes we say Parliament is a house on its own, makes its own laws. But whatever you do, whatever you say, you are still under the executive. And I say this because you be the Speaker of Parliament, and I heard you say something, that the president plays a role in making you the speaker. Yes, without the president's acknowledgement, you could have never been the Speaker of Parliament. So at least that alone should prove to you that there's somebody who needs to give the green light for you to sit in that chair. Maybe constitutional wise, he is not the person who made you speaker, but without his consent, nobody would have fought in Parliament to make you Speaker of Parliament. Nobody would have stood behind you to put their credibility and everything on the line on live television around the world to fight to make sure you are elected legitimately to be the speaker. So whether you like it or not, the president supersedes you. He has the final authority. And when it comes to Parliament, you don't have the final say. The final say of Parliament are the representatives in Parliament. And when the representatives come out and say that this is our final say, you have no option than to adhere to it. Now you want to be bigger than the representatives. Without the representatives in Parliament, you cannot be speaker. Because you cannot be speaker in front of just mere chairs and cabinet and whatever. You can only call yourself speaker when our representatives are sitting before you. So put this thing to rest, please. You are causing a lot of mayhem in Parliament. You are becoming a problem. This, let it sleep. The work has been done. Let us look forward. If the president receives it, or when he receives it, he goes through his own process, which he has said a few weeks ago. If the process tells him to bring the bill back to Parliament through consultations, if he has to bring it, he will bring it. If he doesn't have to bring it, he will sign it. So, sir, stop distracting this government and Parliament. You have done enough. Everything cannot be about you. No, you don't have the final say. We respect you. We adore you. We have always stayed with you. But please, it's enough. You are being too selfish. It can't be about you all the time. At a point, you need to stop and let the system work. Your petty distraction, your I know it all, your I believe in myself only, everybody around me is not intelligent, I have the experience. It's enough. Sometimes allow the process to work. Sometimes allow it to work. You are doing too much. Now, let's go straight to this matter. And sorry, and the Betis team, are you with me? Yeah. And that is what my team, they are telling me. If anything, from the day this bill was passed, you have been talking, undermining the power of Parliament, your own Parliament. You have been degrading the Parliament, denigrating them indirectly. If for anything, just wait for and hear what the president will say. Now, it is like everybody is a fool. It is only you who is wise. But only God is Jah. We all know in Ghana politics, the only pure person in Ghana politics is Jah. Nobody in Ghana politics is pure. And you know what I'm talking about. It is only Jah who is pure in Ghana politics. At least give the president that respect. Give the executive that respect. At least let people know you are the leader of Parliament. Give the president, let the president at least. But this is the situation. A bill has been passed. The president is supposed to take action. You sit here every day, undermine everybody. Everyone is a fool. You are the only intelligent. At least, if not for anything, this is the same president who made you Speaker of Parliament. Upon all your experience and all the whatever you talk about every day, if John Mahama and the NDC leadership had not given you green light, you wouldn't have never been a Speaker of Parliament. So at least show the president respect. At least. As a veteran, as an old man who also wants people to reciprocate the same thing, let us show the president respect. It looks like you are undermining everything. You are undermining everybody. I am the third, I am the this. We understand. Not everybody can be Speaker of Parliament. That is why you are Speaker of Parliament. But enough is enough. The disrespect is too much. You are becoming too proud. Yeah. And who is supposed to be blamed here? Us. Because we gave you the power. Show some respect to your colleagues. Show some respect to your parliamentarians. The work they did whilst you were not there, without due respect, you have not been able to point to any illegality in it. So at least show respect. When we meet Ahiafo and the deputies, well, how do you want them to see you? You show no respect to anybody. And you don't even want to show respect to the president. This is not fair. You have been in this game for long. You have seen the business part of this game. You have seen the patriotic part of this game. You have seen the illegal. You have seen everything. Stop this. It's not helping you. Stop it. We don't want to disrespect you. Stop it. It's disgusting. It's getting too much.